closing the door.
Did you
Closing
see
the
this?
door.
Oh,
Saturday next week? Oh, okay,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hi.
Thanks for coming tonight. We're gonna be your teachers tonight. I'm Elena,
I'm Deann.
Ganga.
and our helpers are
Yvonne.
Shay, Brittany.
Lots more.
Okay, I'm Elena.
I don't know.
Do you remember you wrote my name down last week?
I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know.
yeah, right on the board. Sorry.
Yeah.
She'll write it over there.
Oh.
And I'm Deann. Oh. And then Ganga.
Ganga.
Okay. Yeah. Skunk.
Ganga.
Okay, so today we are going to talk about restaurants. So we're going to talk about some common vocabulary terms that you'll hear in restaurants. So, thank you. So here's some common terms for cooked foods. We have baked, boiled, broiled, caramelized, fried, grilled, roasted, sauteed, and steamed. Are any of those familiar to you? Yeah? Familiar? Okay. Well, we're gonna go into more detail on each of these. So the first one is baked. I'm sure you're both familiar with it. It's to cook with dry heat, especially in an oven. So as you can see, we have cupcakes, we have bread, and salmon. So all these items you can bake in an oven. The next one is boiled. And when you boil foods, it's in a liquid that has been brought to a boil. So where it starts bubbling, the water or the liquid starts bubbling. So usually we cook spaghetti noodles or eggs, or we have vegetables, steamed vegetables, and even peanuts. And then the next one is broiled. It kind of sounds the same as boiled, but to broil something, you cook it directly under great heat. So as you can see, we have an oven here, and we have some meat broiling on the bottom. So it's just under a lot of heat. The next one is caramelized. Okay. Caramelized, it occurs when you're dry heating something and roasting foods with a lot of sugar in it. So when you cook something with a lot of sugar, it caramelizes so that the sugar, it like makes crystals and it's a little like syrupy. So as you can see, we have onions and vegetables. The next one is fried, and I'm sure you guys are really familiar with this. Fried is when it's cooked over direct heat in hot oil or fat. And usually we have like fried chicken, we have fried fish, we have tempura, and as you can see all those pictures in there. The next one is grilled. And when you grill something, you cook it over direct heat on a flame. So like a barbecue grill, and you can see we have vegetables and meat grilling. Next is roasted. And usually we roast like chickens, or we can roast turkeys for Thanksgiving. And it's just to cook something in an oven that's uncovered. And usually we roast meats. To saute something, usually you'll hear this a lot with like sauteed onions or sauteed mushrooms. And it's just to fry something very quickly with a little bit of oil or fat. So as you can see, we have some onions being sauteed and mushrooms at the end. So usually in restaurants you'll hear like about sauteed mushrooms and onions. Next one is steamed. To steam something is just allowing it to be cooked by the steam and by letting steam pass over it. So like steamed vegetables and like steaming like shumai and stuff like that. So that's to steam something. And then the next thing we have is common terms for preparing food. So we have chopped, diced, minced, battered, marinated, tossed, and mixed. We have covered with, topped with, and garnished with. Are you guys familiar with these words? Battered? Oh, marinated. Okay, we'll get to that. So first, chopped, diced, and minced. These are just different levels you cut something, cut a food. So chopped would be like biggest pieces. So you cut it into small pieces or chunks, as you can see up here. And then diced is a little bit smaller. So diced you cut into small cubes. So you can see we have potatoes, tomatoes, stuff. So it's a little smaller than being chopped. And minced is to chop or to grind something really small into small pieces. And usually you can mince garlic, or you can mince meat or onions. So you can see it's really fine. Next is battered, and it's when you batter something, you cover it in a thick liquid mixture. So usually that's like egg and water, or flour. And you deep fry it until it's crispy. So like tempura, or we have battered fish. So it's just like a coating of this batter around it. And marinate. So marinate is to cook, to soak a meat in a liquid. So usually, when you cook meat, you put your sauce into a plastic bag, and you can put your meat inside the bag, and you can let it sit overnight. That way the flavors will just soak into the meat, and your meat will be really flavorful the next day. And that's how you can cook it. So you can see the meat is just sitting in here, and it's just being marinated and soaking up all of the flavors. Next is tossed and mixed. This is just different types of ways you can make salad. So that's a tossed salad down there, and this is just mixed vegetables, just a variety of vegetables together. Next, covered with, topped with, and garnished with. This is just different ways of saying pretty much the same thing. So we have blueberries, we have waffles topped with blueberries. So just blueberries are on top of it. And we have pizza toppings, we have pancakes covered in syrup. So it's just different ways of saying the same thing. And next, we're going to talk about different ways to order eggs. Do you guys get confused when you're in restaurants and they say, how do you want your egg cooked? I get confused. So this is a good chart.